So here's the boxes with this week's anime. Not all the DVDs I'm going to show, but let's just get these open. Get this a little more organized before I start the real thing. Let's see. And of course I do have some anime shipping. Wish I could even remember what this was. But anyways, I think there was things that were potentially released today that were listed on Amazon, so I bought copies by Right Stuff, which shipped, but not in a way that would cause them to arrive today. Hey, we have Final Fantasy XII: The Zodiac Age, which I honestly have never heard anything about. So I have that to experiment with. And then we have piles of stuff here. But before we get through that, why don't we get through the non-anime stuff that I got for my birthday. 2010, the year we made contact. If you're not familiar with this, it's a sequel to 2001. It's neat. It's not quite as iconic as 2001, but it's an interesting expansion. Tom Clancy, Jack Ryan Shadow, Recruit, and I've lost track of what that's supposed to be next to, but it's related to some other movies. Obviously not the Goodfellas, that's one's classic. There's Godfather 3 movie collection, Scarface, A Few Good Men, Minority Report, the new Total Recall, the old Total Recall, True Lies, Face Off. Well, let's just grab both of these because this is Life After People. It's a documentary on what would happen if people just suddenly disappeared. This season 1, there's season 2. Obviously, not a fact thing. It's more of a idea thing because if it would also depend on how people ended up leaving. There could be very different. I don't know. We'll find out. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Miss Holland's Opus. This is the only one I've not actually heard about or seen. The Rock. Dances with Wolves. Phenomenon. The Sum of All Fears. This might be Tom Clancy stuff. Maybe it's Clear and Present Danger. I don't know. Patriot Games. The Hunt for Red October. Air Force One. Get off my plane. Ghost Rider Collection. Jurassic Park to the Lost World. Which has its own neat things in it. And then the Stephen King 6-film collection, which was mostly obtained because a friend was looking to get me App Pupil, but this has a couple of other notable ones in there. And that's everything that friend got me non-anime DVD wise. Let's start going through the anime DVDs, the real meat of this update. And the first one has Meat, which is High School DxD Hero, which I think is season 4. I don't know. Well, this seems to be a limited edition version, which has extra stuff. There we go. I was just looking for a place that would be a good place to... My head hurts. Allergies, of course. Anyways, I'm getting a little lost and thought I should get a little lost in these thoughts. I'm not sure if it's actually right to call them that. I don't remember. Okay, Region A, English dub. Is there something on here that says maybe extras? Extras include episodes 5 and 11 commentary, High School DxD, Boobies and Heroes, web previews, textless songs. I'm not seeing anything on there that says that it's a season. So let's see. Oof. Let's see if I can take this glue off. Because I think, therefore I am. Let's see. We have this light novel. Do I know these characters? I think I know her. I see a lot of novel stuff, including a picture there. Almost seems like a clash between anime. I think these are postcards. I think. Ooh. Well, I guess I'm editing that out because that's actual showing nipples, and that may be a little too far for YouTube. So let's see what this cloth thing is. I'm going to look off camera because if this one is more nipples... No, okay. This one's not quite as dangerous for YouTube. It's kind of unfortunate because, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, this is a neat thing, I guess. Whereas the other cards, they actually look kind of neat, but I'm not going to try and figure out how to show those on YouTube in a way that... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it slides out like that. And... Okay, I thought... What? I guess there's not really a front to it, is there? There's two ladies to it, though. I guess the most unfortunate thing about it all is, you know, you could probably buy it and watch it, but I guess just having it here on YouTube, I have to be a little more careful. I don't have to worry about being demonetized because I haven't even monetized my channel in the first place, but I do have to worry about my account being banned and then me not being able to post anything on here ever again. Okay, and then we got this booklet with a lot of character designs and okay, and some more nipples in the back there. So I guess more editing of this video. Well, I don't know, if you wanted nipples, well, this one is very nipply, I guess. Okay, we'll do it like that. Next up, we have Mitsuboshi Colors, which I think I've seen one or two clips from, and it looks kind of entertaining. Region A, 12 episodes on 2 discs, English dub, Japanese subtitles, clean opening ending, and Sentai trailer. Alright, and you know, just 2 simple discs. Alright, next up we have Blu-ray version of Soul Eater, I think. Let's take the sticker off. It's not Soul Eater. Sorry, Soul Hunter, that's what it was called, I think. Although this one, having the Japanese name, makes me wonder if the other one was kind of edited, or if this isn't that same one. Or maybe a new made one. There's 34 minutes of extras according to this. English and Japanese, Region A. Promo videos, commercials, trailers. I don't know. Could this be based off it, or am I mistaking it for that? That's really hard to tell. All I remember from the other one is the guy with like stone discs on his arms and legs, sort of like weighted training gear, except I think they were stuck to him, and there was some flying hippo thing, which I'm not seeing a flying hippo thing here, so this might not be. But if I move this aside, I guess I really need to investigate what the hell I even fucking have here. And then 17 through 23. Because I'm either mistaking it for that anime, Soul Hunter, or I don't know, maybe they can't use the name, maybe the name didn't make as much sense. Yeah, I will go ahead. This is a Gatchaman on Blu-ray, which I didn't think I had. I figured, whatever. If I did, then I just have 2 of them. But I don't think I do, so now I do. Let's And I think there are even stuff on here that I maybe didn't have before on DVD. I'm not entirely sure. So if we begin here, this is the first 81 series. God, focus. Come on, camera. Anyways, that's a joke. I think this is like season 1, episodes 1 through 81 or something like that. I see Japanese and English. I see region A. Well, let's take a peek on the inside. It looks like a bunch of very common Gatchaman disc art. You know, pretty cool stuff. Although I'm not lining them up. Okay, I lined that one up for some reason. I don't know why. I guess she'll die. And this one says series episodes 82 through 105 OVAs and movie. Okay, so disc 15 has extras. Once again, English and Japanese, region A, OVAs and movies on 5 discs. OVAs, movie, extras. So if we take a peek, we will have 82 through 90, can't even read that, 100 to 105, OVAs, movie, extras. Okay, and so then this special booklet, you know, yeah, just some more of the Gatchaman art, which is really neat. It's almost distinctive, I'd say. Like, it feels like you buy the sets more for the art, but I could be set. So this is the Konodan Collection. Who released this? Brand new English dubs for all features. I don't even know. I think maybe this was some, if it wasn't Yaoi, then it was Shonen I think that might be called. You know, guy loves such of stuff. I wish I could remember. This is volume 1, so obviously I will have to be on the lookout for volume 2. If this is something that doesn't come out as much, then... Ow. Okay, so this is a Nozomi Right Stuff release, so it's probably not pornographic in nature. It says, this boy suffers crystallization and this boy professional wizard. I can't read that. This boy is a professional wizard. And this boy suffers from crystallization. Huh. Well, that's an interesting acquisition. Anyways, that looks like everything. I guess I'm going to have to have fun editing. Here's this week's anime DVD collection update. Let's see. I finished Dragon Ball Super Volume 7 with my friend. It sounded like he's not leaning towards prioritizing the Two Heroes movies, so that might be a while. But I think... Well, next week, I think he has a PHP conference he's going to, but... yeah, it sounds like he's prioritizing Naruto as the next watch, which I think was also requested. Won't be all of Naruto Shippuden DVD set 37, but it will be most of it. As for the content here, still kind of enjoying what Dragon Ball Super is doing. It hasn't gotten to the tournament of power. It's still setting stuff up. But it does feel like it's setting stuff up. Maybe going a little bit on Dragon Ball Z's always, but not completely. And next up I watched a handful of episodes of The Ancient Magus' Bride Part 2. Or did I mention this last time and I'm just that out of it? Let's see. I'm not quite sure what to say I think about this Part 2. It's not that it's bad, it's just that it's kind of neat. A little bit of it has felt somewhat coincidental, but nothing egregiously bad. I do like the relationship between the two main characters. It is kind of neat to see how that is kind of being played with. I don't know if I could say it's evolving or growing or something. It's hard to say. But there's some interactions going on. It's a nice, pleasant thing to have on in the background. But I guess I had a mentally tough enough weekend that so Swift it for the get together on Sunday. That was probably the best mood I was in the entire Friday evening to Monday evening time frame. But it had to do with I got a bill for tolls in the mail, and this company is TxTag, and or maybe it's not even a company, maybe it's a fucking government organization. I don't know. They are completely evil. They have been so notoriously bad that there's actually been legislation passed to limit some of their thievery, where basically it's not like they're actively out to get people. There's just a malicious negligence going on where their system will sometimes lose track of tolls that belong to an account. It knows it belongs to them, but it doesn't mail anybody about them. It doesn't show up on their accounts. And then, like half a year later, suddenly it surfaces out of this void of the TxTag system, and somebody finds themselves with the toll, and then thousands and thousands of dollars of fees on top of it. It just like that even shouldn't even be happening. And for me, I knew all this stuff, and I've intentionally completely ever avoided the toll roads, period. I grew up in the area before the toll roads existed, so when they were slowly building them up, I had to know how to get around them while they were building them, and so I know how to navigate without any of them. So I've never accidentally hit a toll, let alone intentionally taken one, and these tolls were from Houston. I've actually never been to Houston. So the fact that I got a bill in the mail is just, another piece of their negligence. And it turned out to be a Georgia car with a plate that looked like mine, which is the way the lady put it on the phone. And supposedly they're disputed, but this is TxTag we're talking about. And even if there's legislation limiting how quickly they're allowed to bill fees and how big those fees are, it doesn't change the fact that I don't have any faith in their system. I expect to find more bills in the mail that I have to deal with, and I'm hoping that they don't then say, oh, and this previous bill that you previously successfully disputed all the tolls on and you had zero balance required on your account. Well, we are assessing fees for fees or something. I've never wanted to deal with this company, and they're the ones that are coming and seeking me out because of their own scumbaggishness. So obviously I was in a bit of a bad mood, and on top of all the allergy stuff and just not getting much done in the evenings in general, basically the only other anime watching I did was last night I fired up bits and pieces of Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Is that what it's called? I'm blanking on the name right now. Just because I needed something really wholesome. And I guess that's interesting mentioning the Ancient Magus' Bride, because in terms of the stuff I watch, there's something about it that's not quite as wholesome as Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, where I'm not sure why that is. I don't know why that is. Anyways, I rewatched little bits and pieces. No one episode in particular. I was just remembering this scene and that scene and how do I find this and that and rewatch it and oh yeah, this part, and just basically, enjoying the series again from a distance, I guess. I don't know if there's anything else particularly notable to mention. I haven't even been playing video games. I've been mostly zombieing. And it's interesting because it's not like the allergies are so bad that I can't breathe. Although, who knows, maybe they are limiting breathing in some way. It's just headaches and tired and stuff. I'm trying to think what else might have been slowing things down, and I don't know. So I'm not quite sure what this next week of anime watching is going to be like, because in theory I want to watch this stuff, but in practice I'm probably going to hop on the VR chat and join some friends and then just lie there doing nothing, or log off of that and then lie in front of the computer, try and read some internet stuff and doing nothing. Except I do need to lay down in the bath and doing nothing. So yeah, we'll have to see how this week works, especially since there's some pretty watchable stuff that arrived. Or is there only 2 watchable, super watchable things, and there's leftover stuff from last time? I think there's leftover stuff from last time. Ancient Magus' Bride was last time, wasn't it? Okay, well, I've got stuff to figure out, and obviously a lot of non-anime stuff that are kind of fun to poke around. Not really watching any of them. But, I don't know, I'm rambling on. So, I'll go ahead and end this video here. Y'all, have a nice week.